So it's not even been one full day since WWE Crown Jewel has been put in the books. It's been done. And a lot of reply or a lot of response that I have read or I have seen from the internet wrestling community is that this show sucked. Now, I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I didn't think it was that bad of a show. Now let me explain why. Let me explain why. Because to me, because I watched this show when it happened, and I'm sure a lot of people did, and I'm sure that there were those who didn't watch it live when it happened, but did go and watch it on WWE Network. There were some good moments and good points of this show. This was not entirely a craptacular show. First off, let's talk about the tournament. Now, yes, the ending of the tournament sucked. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. The ending to the World Cup tournament sucked. It was bad. It was WCW booking bad. That's how bad it was. But I want to talk about the tournament itself. The tournament itself, the matches that we had, the 6 matches before the final match of the tournament they weren't bad matches at all. Because if you go by the first round, Mysterio and Orton is a good opening match that sets up the rest of the tournament, or should set up the rest of the tournament. Miz and Jeff Hardy is a quick match, it's a decent match, and it's very passable. Lashley and Seth Rollins is a story where basically the big guy has the majority of the match, but then you have Rollins coming back at the end to win. Then you have the last match of the first round, Kurt Angle and Dolph Ziggler, which is a good match. Drew McIntyre does not get involved in that match whatsoever. And it's a good, technical, sound wrestling match. Then you go to the semifinals. Miz and Rey Mysterio have a good match. Rey is selling the rib injury. Miz is barely talking. He's hoarse. And they put on a good match. Maybe the best match of the entire tournament, depending on where you want to go with it. Seth and Dolph could have 1,000 matches against each other, and 1,000 times they will end up having a good match. And that's what they had here. They had another good match between the two. And Dolph's interference, while there was interference, it was very minimal. And that's what I liked about it. Drew didn't really get involved. Yes, he stepped in the way of Seth early in the match, but he really didn't get involved until the end of the match. So I liked that. And then the finals. Good setup. You got 2 heels facing each other. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. Honestly, can anyone watching this video remind me the last time you had a finals of a tournament where 2 heels were facing each other? Probably can't. I liked the setup. Drew being forced to the back. The referee wants a one-on-one match. I liked that. It made sense. It made perfect sense. And then you had Miz beating up Dolph before the match. Okay, makes sense. Miz wants the advantage. He wants to get the win over a Dolph that's less than 100%. Once Miz hits the floor, and he does a great job selling that injury, by the way. He does a fantastic job selling that injury. I haven't seen too many people talk about that, but Miz sold that injury like $1 million. After that, that's where it just goes down. Honestly, I would have had Rey come back out because he was the other guy in the semifinals, but that's just me. All right, let's talk about the Universal title match. Yes, Brock Lesnar won the title again. But surprisingly, that's not my biggest complaint. My biggest complaint is the structure of the match. And I'm saying this as a fan. I understand Baron Corbin wanting to get revenge on Braun Strowman for what Braun did to Baron on Monday night. But you could have saved that towards the end of the match, not the beginning. To me, it comes off as Baron thinks Brock can't beat Braun, which we've seen Brock can, in fact, beat Braun in a one-on-one match. What they did, basically, was they used Baron to cost Braun the Universal title. Baron did not need to be at this show. He did not need to be at ringside for this match. He could have been at Raw Monday night and he could have had his own celebration of Braun not winning the title. I did not like how basically Braun got beat up even before the match had a chance to start. And again, it's nothing against Brock. This one's not on Brock Lesnar. Like I said, do I like that Brock Lesnar is the Universal Champion? No, but it's not his fault. I didn't like the booking. I just didn't like the booking on this one. The WWE title match I thought was good. I've read some mixed reviews. I really liked this title match. I think the match they had at SummerSlam was their best match of the four that AJ and Samoa Joe have had. But I liked this match. I thought it was good. I thought it went at a good pace for, 3 days setup, basically. I thought it was good. I enjoyed that match. The tag title match, I thoroughly enjoyed. It surprised me how good it was. Not because of the guys that were in it, but it's just we've seen the Bar and the New Day face each other so many times, but here they did a good job doing a match that people have seen a bunch of times, and I thought they did a good job. Then there's the main event, the tag match, DX against Undertaker and Kane. I'm going to give Shawn Michaels credit. He did not look half bad in this match. This match was just not his fault. Shawn did the best he could at 53 years old for a man who hasn't had a match in 8.5 years. Triple H having the pectoral injury early in the match sucks. And I think once he got injured, that's where the match sort of deteriorated. It sort of went downhill. And the four guys, it just didn't click. It just didn't seem like it clicked. There was an obvious botch in the middle of the match where it looked like Undertaker was going to Irish whip Triple H into the guardrail, but then Triple H was going to reverse it and do the same to Undertaker, but it ended up where they both did it to each other, which looked really, really bad. Kane lost his mask at one point. The match just didn't come off well to me. It didn't. But I didn't think Shawn looked bad in the match. Triple H getting injured sucks. It's just you have four guys who Triple H is going to be 50 next July. But you have three guys that are 50 and older in the main event of a match in Saudi Arabia. And they did a decent job hyping it, but it just wasn't that good. So, was WWE Crown Jewel really that bad? From my perspective, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad of a show. Like I said to somebody last night on the phone, 75% of this show is watchable. It is very watchable. It's the 25% that's hard to watch. And guess where that 25% is at? It is at the end of the show. The last three matches are just very hard to watch. I don't think I'll ever watch this show again. I'm not going to go crazy and cancel the WWE Network subscription like a bunch of people have, and I respect their opinion for doing that. But if you want to watch, like, I watched it from a fan's point of view, not a WWE fan, but a fan of professional wrestling. 75% of that show is watchable. It is watchable. It's that 25% that is hard to watch, and the 25% is at the very end of the show, and that's probably why I'm not going to watch that show again. Other than that, it's a decent show. It's just the last third is very hard to get through.